But as I was telling your DVC, when I was the president of SONU, because I'm the one who handed over to Ria. When I was the president of SONU, one of the things I would do intentionally was to try and network for the good of the comrades. I would try to get opportunities to get the senior government and corporate officials to come, have a chat with our fellow young people, if not for anything else, just for inspiration. I would knock on doors, and oftentimes I would be told I am busy, or I would never get to meet them at all. And so when God blessed me with this role, before I talk technical stuff, I promised myself that as much as is possible, because there are times when it is not possible, whenever I get an invitation to honor young people, I will be more than glad to do it. So Brian, who I didn't know, I'm glad to meet him today for the first time, reached out and said, sir, we have this tech summit. We would like you to come and join us and have a conversation with the young people about the digital marketing and the digital space and the opportunities that exist in e-commerce. And I was very busy. I just came back in country on Sunday. I was in office yesterday, day one. Today, I do something called Biashara Tuesdays. Every Tuesday, we try to speak to SMEs and young business people and try to show them what we as the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade, and Enterprise Development is doing to support them. So I host the CEOs and we have a live Twitter chat and people throw in questions and we answer. So today I was hosting KEBS in my office. 12:30, I was busy having an interview on NTV. Now, at 4, I was in CAS to honor my fellow young people. While I was en route, I told someone who is someone I know you admire very much. I told him I'd be in Moi University. He said, when you get there, say hi to comrades. Hakunituma na kachai, lakini alisema niwasalimie. So receive the greetings of Dr. Fred Matiang'i. That is what is called suspense. Look at Lawrence waiting for Kachai Katangu. I was invited to talk to you about the opportunities that exist in digital marketing. I don't know why I would be called to a global tech summit for that, but I think Brian just wanted to try if I could come. Now see, I have come. Now I don't know, Brian, what do you want me to talk about? Now that I have come as you wanted. Nani amesema chai? Nani amesema chai? Unaweza vaa suti na useme chai. Nani amesema chai? Nani amesema chai? Ajitambulishe. Nani? Going once, twice. Imagine umemiss 3,000 hivyo. Now it's called taking chances and opportunities. Seize the moment. Sasa yeye amelala, alikuwa nadhani ni punishment, kumbe ni pesa inaitana. Oye, ladies would have said, aki oye. Allow me to read something little, then we will touch on it at the tail end. And so, ladies and gentlemen, Comrades, our distinguished guests, foremost, as I had said, allow me to bring special greetings from the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development, from the Cabinet Secretary, Madam Betty Chemtai Maina, who is my immediate boss, and also from the fraternity of MOITED, as we call it, the Ministry of Industrialization, Trade and Enterprise Development. We are delighted to be here at the Moi University to reflect on the opportunities that exist for digital trade or digital marketing and e-commerce or even m-commerce, because I'm told you're students mostly of information. I don't know whether that's true. You are aware that the digital marketing space has rapidly evolved in recent times. Recent days, it has become the center that has attracted the whole world, the epicenter of several engagements. Political campaigns have happened in the digital space. Marriages have been born in the digital space, like I will guarantee they will start here and end, whether it is WhatsApp, TikTok, all those words. So social things have happened from the digital space. But I am here to speak trade, which has also grown in the digital era. We as a country in Kenya are among what others call the developing countries. Essentially, therefore, in terms of internet connectivity and infrastructure, we do not enjoy the sophistry or sophistication of the developed world. We do not have internet tucked in, behind Lamu in Peketon, nor in the huts and villages of Keses away from this campus. We do not have internet connectivity in Muranga, in the villages of Getura or Karatu, in Gatondo. We cannot say that our infrastructure has enabled internet connectivity to the hinterlands and the rural areas. Essentially, therefore, it's still by and large seen as a strange idea, as opposed to countries that are advanced in terms of their connectivity, like China and the European world, the Asian world, the European world. The infrastructure has enabled them to lead in e-commerce, which is what digital, quote-unquote, trade is christening us. As students, I know we have, in terms of digital commerce, we have m-commerce, which is necessitated by the mobile telephony, and of course e-commerce by internet, even without the mobile phone. There are abundant opportunities. The advantages that lie in e-commerce for the developing world are so huge, just as the disadvantages that are there. The one thing I know, if Professor Bitange Demo came here, I know he must have, I can guarantee, spoken about artificial intelligence. I wasn't here, but if he didn't touch on it, today he was at well. Because he loves to remind people that artificial intelligence is going to take over the world. The world is fast and quickly digitizing. The people who will create solutions for this world are the people who are well able, to utilize the digital platform and the digital spaces for their many things, trade being one of the major ones. Artificial intelligence and digitization of the world economy is going to render many jobless, but it's also going to create millions of jobs. Just be sure that you are not among the people it will render obsolete. What I'm saying is when you leave school, see, I thank God for CBC. Because our education system previously taught us to go to school to get jobs and get promotions. Yet education is a tool for solving problems. I look forward to having young people who will walk out of this university as problem solvers, sitting in their homes. The fast digitizing world and e-commerce has rendered malls empty. Those who built malls hoping that people will come to sell their wares, especially in the urban areas, have quickly had to reduce their rental income by more than half so that they keep afloat. Because the young people who are tech savvy, who have understood the dynamics of the digital space, have decided to create warehouses right in their bedrooms. So you will call them and say, I love that shoe. They'll just ask you what size do you wear. You can't go see. You will interact with it on the web, on the internet. You will choose your favorite earring or even the best book for those who love books more than phones on the web. So you can imagine that if someone had a store or a stall that needed a cleaner, that needed an arranger or an extra hand, nani anaanguka tumpatie uji? Bwana asifiwe. Hallelujah. Those are jobs that have now been lost. However, you must also recognize that at the time you go back and open your store, your digital store, and operate from home, you will have inevitably employed a rider or boda without intending to. And you will have to seek the knowledge of people who may have advanced understanding of the internet and digital space and how it works and e-commerce than you do. I look forward to a time when we will operate like Alibaba does or Amazon. Those of us who have had the privilege of living in some of these countries will tell you that life is so easy. You only need to go to their website, seek what you want. Say, guacamole. Hiyo inaitwa avocado, ni kizungu mingi tu. And type the Kenyan one if you want it, and it will be delivered at your doorstep. The power of the digital economy. As someone who has run a fairly successful digital agency myself, a communication agency, I'll tell you that we have ended up in situations hiring talent as opposed to papers. Before, the president honored me with this role to serve our country as the Deputy Minister for Industry and Trade. I was the CEO of Crestwood Marketing and Communications. And as Crestwood Marketing Communications, my creative director is someone who has studied biotechnology, but who had gotten interested in creative work and understanding how digital marketing works to a point he easily challenged the people who had a degree in it. And anytime we hired, we would say, these are the things we want. So you will come with your papers. You know, I'm from Moi University, School of Informatics. I have first class honors. We say, that's good, sir or lady. Thank you very much indeed. Put your papers on the side. The interview starts now. Grab the computer. Show us how you're going to do search engine optimization. Show us how Crestwood will be the first PR company that if you Google, you will find. Show us what you do, how you do it, when you do it. You have this time. And many failed because they thought education was just a tool to get them ahead of those who don't have degrees. And so, for those of you who are going to graduate from this university, you need to know now, today, here,
the 21st century illiterate is the one who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. You must be adaptable to different situations. If you are going to sit, and I tell you, there is no single day that I have less than 30 requests for employment. Not one. No single day. Yet I have tried to shepherd young people towards business. And when I direct young people towards business, those who don't know that in my other life I am a businessman tell me, but David, you're telling us to pursue business, but you are employed. Platform for knowledge. I'm telling each one of you who will come up with a brilliant idea while in the university, not to waste it when you can earn royalties from it. Go to Kenya Industrial Property Institute. Keep it. Trademark that idea. Keep it. Let Kibi assist you to understand that you've come up with this thing that you may think somebody else has done before. Do you know? Let me shock you. Do you know that there is a patent for music and it is owned by China, not us? Did you know that? Yeah. Music. So outside Kenya, you cannot go and decide that you are selling music. Chinese will tell you that is our product. Because they understood its science, they patented it as an idea of their own and ran with it. It's called brilliant ideas that don't look too brilliant. So should you decide to use it in another context, the royalties will be going to the Great Republic of China. The ministry has necessitated business for young people working in conjunction with other partners. Stanbic Bank, for example, has assisted young people who want to start business utilizing the digital platforms by providing the basic things they need, from computers to all those softwares that you may need for assistance to you. It's our job to let you know. The government of President Kenyatta becomes the first. This is the first time that we have an SME policy in this country. Which means we have a framework that will help to shepherd and guide small businesses and find a way of raising capital, supporting and facilitating small businesses to grow from nano into micro into small and small, into medium, and eventually into the large corporates that we wish they will become. This government has provided opportunities in the Bureau of Standards, which is under my ministry, the Kenya Industrial Estates, which supports with funding for brilliant and innovative ideas, the Kenya Industrial Research and Development Institute, KIRBI, which hopes to harness your knowledge. You run to KIPI and tell them, and then there's this value addition. I have 3,000 bags of groundnuts. They will tell you, don't sell them as bags. Package them. Then KEBS will help you to get standardization. And KIRDI will help to ensure that you meet the standards that can earn you the S mark, the standardization mark. In so doing, what you would have earned from 3,000 bags, I think the amount you will earn is more than 100 times the profit you have earned if you sold it rightly. But the Ministry of ICT and Innovation, and I hope you are represented here, is also facilitating this nexus between trade and internet. Helping our young people understand how is it that we are able to then, now that you want to sell shoes, how are we able to get you to launch, to give you a launching pad to get into the digital space credibly and be competitive in a very competitive area. Digitalization affects different countries in different ways, and individual governments require policy space to regulate the digital economy in order to fulfill various legitimate public policy objectives. At the same time, several policy challenges may be more effectively addressed at the regional or international level. This applies, for example, to data protection and security, taxation, as well as trade. As you may be aware, Kenya has signed and ratified the Africa Continental Free Trade Area, AfCFTA. The agreement creates a unified African market connecting 1.3 billion people across 45 countries with a combined gross domestic product, or GDP, valued at $3.4 trillion US dollars. The inclusion of e-commerce on the agenda of AfCFTA should pave the way for African countries to set rules that can facilitate more regional cross-border e-commerce. As of today, most e-commerce in Africa is either domestic in nature or involves trade with non-African countries. The Africa Continental Free Trade Area offers an opportunity for consolidating e-commerce rules and regulations across the continent and openly discussing disagreements. This is an opportunity for Kenya to become a global player in trade and have the voice of the continent nation heard. Increased interoperability among e-payment platforms has been put in place by the government, which reduces the cost for businesses and on all platforms. Enhanced interoperability, both within countries and across borders, has reduced friction in e-commerce transactions, increased ease of use for consumers, and reduced the cost for the platform operators. The government is also partnering with the private sector to facilitate delivery of essential goods and services through e-commerce, and also developing digital solutions in the fight against COVID-19 to support health systems and public services delivery. Platforms have also been put in place, linking informal operators to establish marketplaces and helping out-of-reach households to access market vendors and using local transport solutions. The central bank and regulators have taken measures, critical measures, aimed at reducing transactions costs of electronic payments, then boosts the uptake of cashless e-government solutions like the provision of monetary transfer to the most vulnerable groups that you're aware of in the country. I need to quit here. I don't know how it would have been possible for Pesa and Wazee to be distributed if we had not adopted a digital solution to that problem. Today, if you're a trader, you will go, especially if you live in Nairobi, I hope our counties are up to this. You'll go to your e-citizen account. And there's so many solutions there. I just came from Tanzania. And one of the things they love so much is the e-citizen concept. You go, and in this one-stop center, you have your DCI certificate. You can apply for your driver's license. You can apply for your passport. You can get your things sorted out. The power of digitization or digitalization. And it is a commitment of government to help our businesses to grow their knowledge of e-commerce and m-commerce. While in Tanzania, where I was privileged to lead a delegation of very many business people and colleagues from the ministry, I told them that if we are not able to be determined to create infrastructure, internet infrastructure, road infrastructure, rail infrastructure, air infrastructure, Let me stick to internet infrastructure for the sake of this conversation. Then we will not be able to do trade within ourselves. And you can imagine what the digital space offers you. You could end up selling in South Africa without leaving your bedroom. Log in, getting on Zoom, explain what you want, both goods and services. As a consultant, they just log in and say we have a Zoom session at 11. You go and explain to them, you tell them you should have come to Moy University and met me in class. I was the guy who would split the lion into four. I was that guy. When I tell you I want to come and work in South Africa, just trust me to come and work there. Don't ask me any questions. But you will explain yourself. You don't have to travel all the way to see an interview. The power of the digital space. Now, in conclusion, because I know you've been waiting for too long, you are rafiki yangu mwingine anasema kuna kanuni tatu za kuongea na watu. Kanuni ya kwanza, simama uonekane. Kanuni ya pili, ongea usikike. Kanuni ya tatu, fupisha usikere watu. Kwanza nimetii, pili nimetii, na tatu Mungu unisaidie. The 11th Beatitude. You know the Beatitudes? Blessed is the for he shall. You know the 11th one? Blessed is the speaker who speaketh short, for he shall be welcome to speak again. In conclusion, ladies and gentlemen, there is a world of opportunity. In fact, I dare say, this generation of billionaires, the last decade, 10 years, has seen the billionaires rise from the digital space. From Jeff Bezos, Zuckerberg, all of them. And this, for the next decade or two, is still going to be the home of the billionaires if you use it right. Digitalization. Don't be left behind, so don't be frustrated. Innovate for the future. You're in school to create solutions. Take advantage of the initiatives that we, as a government, have put in place for young people. When we talk access to government procurement opportunities, ACO, register companies and do businesses with government, and you will be paid for them. Stop the notion. There are businesses that are dedicated to young people, to women, and to persons with disabilities. And every CEO in this country is judged on their performance based on the uptake of the 30% allocation of their expenditure budget to that company. Preferential treatment to young people. Find out what is the credit guarantee fund for business. Because I want to see a generation of industrialists and traders and information gurus who can sell their knowledge. You must operate like a businessman even when you are tired. So that like my brother, yes, you come and sell your knowledge of communication. You must operate like that, not as an employee, but as a trader of your knowledge. In so doing, you will look at the world as a market for your talent. The world is a market for your talent. That when we talk Africa Continental Free Trade Area, you will not be sitting and saying, that is for Kinamanu Chandaria, or the big boys in the country, the dead ones. No, or you know, one your equity. No, it's for you. You must adopt the mentality of a businessman, even in executing your service, to sell your service with distinction, to recognize that the digital space affords you the opportunity to sell your service to Equatorial Guinea, Sierra Leone, South Africa, Malawi, Uganda, Djibouti, Comoros, name them, Namibia, whichever it is. Think not outside the box. Actually burn the damn box and think aloud. If you think outside the box is your reference. See, I'm thinking outside the box. Burn the damn box and think. The world is your ocean. God bless you. It's been nice to bring my blackness here.
Another round of applause for what a speaker to end this session. As we were discussing with this very, very energetic group just earlier, and you've actually touched almost 90%. So you've driven the point home. Did we mention about this thing? Yes. And you see how articulate he is. Remember what we were sharing? What the exercise we did, we're not going to share here, but we did an exercise. I'm seeing it manifest. And who better than our very own? Someone who's been in leadership of university. And this is the connection we're talking about. It is possible. You believe, and once you are at that level and you are able to share, then you're able to take your trade and your craft to the world. And now, it's available to us through the digital space. And Honorable, I don't know, you're a minister of pride, but you have delivered your brilliantly in such a wonderful way. Personally, I'm very excited that you had to wait for the session for you to come and do it. So excited. So another round of applause for him, please. Yes, that is befitting. Thank you also for all the speakers who have been here earlier. Thank you, Brian, for organizing this very, very interactive session that we had from morning.